Mark Denholm on Atom Radio.
Hello, welcome to episode 54 of Atom Radio's Drivetime podcast. A slightly coldy and bunged up Mark here, giving you the best bits of Drivetime from this week. I must admit, it is very, very short, this week's podcast, but that doesn't mean that the little that there is, you see, quality, not quantity. That's what I was always taught when I was younger. Drivetime on 3 till 7, Monday to Friday on Atom Radio. In this week's podcast, the modern day equivalent of running away from home for adults. Misheard song lyrics, and some of these are quite funny, some of them are absolutely tragic, and some people, unbelievably, actually get the weekend and the week confused and get it wrong. Unbelievable that, isn't it? Here comes the best bits of Drivetime on Atom Radio's podcast, episode 54.
Atom Radio, ooh yeah, playing the music you want to hear.
Mark Denholm.
AtomRadio.co.uk.
Jade and Don't Walk Away on Atom Radio. That makes me think, you know, when you were younger and you got the hump and you're like, I'm running away from home, and off you'd go, like down to the bottom of the garden or something, and you'd hide there for an hour before sheepishly coming home. I'm just thinking, in 2019, is deactivating your social media, your Facebook, your Twitter, your Instagram, or your Snapchat, is that the modern day equivalent in adulting of running away from home? You know, because obviously you can't really run away from home because you're paying the bills. But you know what I'm saying? You're going to set a bad example to the kids, aren't you? I'm sulking now, I'm running away from home. And then who's going to look after the kids? Who's going to do them dinner? Is that the modern day equivalent, though, when you deactivate your social media and you go like online incognito? Is that it?
Drive Time with Mark Denholm.
Now, I did tell you we'd talk about this strange selfie culture, which is gathering momentum. Strangest places you've ever taken a selfie. I know a friend of mine used to quite happily Snapchat herself on the toilet, which is unusual to say the least. But no, this is worse than that. A strange culture is cropping up of what's called tragedy selfies. This is going to places like Chernobyl, like Grenfell Tower, where there have been tragedies, and getting a selfie in front of it. Now, I'm all for, you know, if you go out, say, to Nelson's Column, get a selfie with Nelson's Column in the background. If you go and watch, say, like yesterday, the World Cup final at Lord's, get a selfie at Lord's with the pitch in the background. That makes a lot of sense. I'm all for that. But why would you go to somewhere like Grenfell Tower, where people have died and lost their lives? Chernobyl, where thousands of people were affected. Why would you go there and take a selfie? This is a worrying craze, isn't it? Who is doing this? I love selfies, but I wouldn't do that. I'm going to be honest. That would not be my thing.
Mark Denholm.
AtomRadio.co.uk.
4:04, and we're talking about these lyrics of songs that have been misheard. It's all been started by a lady called Emily. She's a journalist in New York. As well as lyric mishaps, social media users have revealed cases of mistaking musicians' identities, such as confusing Morrissey and Van Morrison. It's quite tricky, isn't it? That'd be very hard to do. Emily started this on Twitter by asking to tweet your worst musical misunderstanding. So people have shared, obviously, the lyrics, and then they've also shared this Morrissey thing with Van Morrison. Leanne Roberts, the first time I heard Faith Hill's This Kiss, I was in KFC, and I thought she was singing Biscuits, Biscuits. Must have been hungry. Perhaps you're waiting in the queue. Or Elton John's Tiny Dancer, Hold Me Closer, Tory Danza is another one. Olive the Other Reindeer, that's even a Christmas song, Not Immune. Thank you, Melinda. Well done for that. I thought the chorus of Tina Turner's song was What's Love, Dr. Dolittle. Ah, okay. TLC's Waterfalls, Go Go Jason Waterfalls is one from Ahmed Ali Akbar. Thank you, Ahmed Ali Akbar, as well. Not Mine But a Friend's Part-Time Lover was actually heard as Apartheid Lover. That's not really very cool, is it? My son only just discovered I'll never be your beast of burden, and the true words to be what he thought was I'll never be a beast like Bernard. I bet Bernard's happy with that, eh? I bet Bernard is so happy. My best friend and I used to legit think that it was You'll Never Be Big Suburban. Who or what Big Suburban is, we're unclear. That's the Rolling Stones track, Beast of Burden. This is another one from a lady called Kelly on Twitter. Not mine, but my best friend spent weeks insisting the Hey Ya lyric was shake it like a corduroy pizza instead of shake it like a Polaroid picture. Can you imagine shaking a pizza? And who on earth is going to eat a corduroy pizza as well? Probably the first 30 years of my life, I thought Hall & Oates was a band called, that's Daryl Hall and John Oates, I thought it was a band called Hall & Oates. No. Pink Floyd is not a person. I'd heard of Pink first, so I assumed Pink Floyd was just a guy doing a similar thing to Pink. Lisa Marie Jenkins. Sinead says not quite as bad, but for the first 6 years of my life, I thought Elton John was two people called Elt and John. Okay. You see, some of these are quite funny, aren't they? The iconic Clash song, Lock the Cash Box. That would make sense, though, wouldn't it? That would make sense. If you've got a cash box, lock it.
Drive time with Mark Denham.
Just thinking about the calendar, though, right? People say the weekend, which would make sense. The weekend, the end of the week. But then some people start the week on a Sunday, which means the weekend would be, well, Saturday. And Sunday would then be the week start. So it wouldn't be a 2-day weekend, would it? It'd be a 1-day weekend. Because Sunday would be the start of the week. I mean, it just makes sense, doesn't it? It makes sense that holiday, it makes sense that, it's not holiday, but your days off are the weekend. Therefore, the new week starts on a Monday. I officially declare that now. If you say the new week starts on a Sunday, I'm officially declaring that you are incorrect.
AtomRadio.co.uk.
So which camp do you fall in then? Does the week start on a Sunday or does the week start on a Monday? It's not just people. Some diaries go Sunday to Saturday. Some calendars go Sunday to Saturday. Well, no, can't be, can it? Because if the weekend is the end of the week, right, the weekend, then that means that Saturday would be the weekend and Sunday would be the week starts. Therefore, it just doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry, but you are incorrect if you get that wrong. You are incorrect. Thank you for checking out episode 54 of the Atom Radio Drive Time podcast. Episode 55 will be here next week. Drive Time will be back online at atomradio.co.uk. Tune in iTunes Radio and your smart speaker on Monday afternoon at 3. Thank you as always for listening and don't forget to subscribe.
Atom Radio. Ooh, yeah. Playing the music you want to hear.
Mark Denham.
AtomRadio.co.uk.